by Ram trucks, built to serve.
Back here, first things first, now joined by 10-year NBA vet Ryan Hollins.
What up, man?
What's up,
Good
brother?
to see you.
Good morning.
Hey.
All right, Ryan, we got to talk some Knicks. So a video leaked Monday of Spike Lee being denied access to the arena. He has since said he's, quote, being harassed by James Dolan and will not attend the remaining games. Now, the Knicks fired back with this statement: the idea that Spike Lee is a victim because we have repeatedly asked him not to use our employee entrance and instead use a dedicated VIP entrance, which is used by every other celebrity who enters the Garden, is laughable. It's disappointing that Spike would create this false controversy to perpetrate drama. He is welcome to come to the Garden anytime via the VIP or general entrance, just not through our employee entrance, which is what he and Jim agreed to Monday night when they shook hands. The Knicks then released a photo of Dolan and Spike shaking hands.
Oh, this was from Knicks PR?
Yeah, the picture.
Oh.
It's the same with the picture of the entrance.
All right, Ryan, what do you make of all this? Something or nothing?
Oh, this is definitely something. Look, here's the reality. Spike Lee is no other celebrity. He is the celebrity when it comes to the New York Knicks. When I think of Knicks basketball, I think of Spike Lee.
For years.
For years. As a player, one of the things that you do when you originally get to the Garden, first thing you do, you see Spike Lee front and center. You go over, you say hello to him, you nod your head, you shake his hand. That's the reality. This is an embarrassment. And to me, this is bigger than the Knicks. This is a league problem right here. Whatever's going on has got to be fixed. I'm not pointing at who's right. I'm not looking at who's wrong. But you got to get Spike Lee back into the Garden. Spike Lee, this guy loves the Knicks, and clearly there's a problem going on. It's funny, guys, and I don't know how you feel about this. When you see a press release that says laughable, it looks more like a text message than a proper press release. I see feelings, I see emotions involved, and clearly there's something going on here, but I just want to see it fixed. And it's just a stain in the name of the Knicks right now.
Let me just say this. It's very important. I worked at the Garden for 2.5 years. I've used that entrance every single time. It's not a great entrance. The VIP entrance is a much better entrance than that employee entrance. Okay, Nick, go ahead.
Okay, so
you know I'm right.
So a couple things. First of all, I was there the night in question. Spike was there, Chris Rock was there, John McEnroe was there. And one of the things that makes the Knicks feel like the Knicks, even though they haven't been good in forever, is you look and you're like, oh, look at all these important people sitting in their regular spots. Second of all, I feel terribly for my guy Scott Perry, for the new GM there, Leon Rose, because this was a rare, great night in Knicks basketball.
Yep.
RJ Barrett has arguably the best game of his career. You play a great game against an excellent team. The crowd is standing in unison at the end because it's coming down. It's better than a blowout win. It's an exciting last-second win, and the glow lasted all of 6 hours before you had all this nonsense. And here's the part that I think everyone can agree with that. Here's the part that I think some people won't agree with, but I don't care how it sounds. You're wrong if you disagree with me here. Spike Lee can do whatever he wants short of starting at point guard for the Knicks. That's how the world works. Yep. He is the most important New York Knick post Patrick Ewing. It's him. Not only is he an ambassador, he pays for the right to be an ambassador. $300 grand a year for his tickets. That entrance is the way the Knicks have made this sound like there's a fire code, it's employee only. He was already in the building. He was already on the elevator. The people who are allowed to use that entrance are employees, disabled patrons, or media. The idea that there is anywhere in the Garden that I can go through but Spike Lee can't is an absurdity. And if there is a big issue with it, then you call him or you text him. You don't have security accost him in the elevator when he's already in the building. Say, like you do with your kids, I told you to come in the front door, go back out the way you came and come back in. It's embarrassing. And it is one of the reasons that what should be a marquee franchise in this league continues to be stuck in the mud, because in any organization, whether it's team, company, body politic, nation, If the person in charge is more worried about their own ego and petty grievances than the health of the organization at large, you are going to be in trouble. And that is consistently the issue with the Knicks, no matter how good the other people beneath Dolan in the flow chart are at what they do.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that I'm shocked. Like post Oakley, it's like, oh, the Oakley thing. Maybe it was just a random thing, and it's like I was like, oh, like this happened again to Spike Lee. Now Spike's on First Take saying he's not coming to any more Knick games.
Golly.
It's just
this season.
It's just insane. It's just insane, and it's embarrassing, and I feel bad as an adopted Knicks fan. I'm like, how could you alienate Spike? And the question I have for you, Ryan, is when there's free agent available, the media likes to come out and say, the bright lights of New York City. It's New York City. It's New York City. It's New York City. And we saw it with this last go round. Like, man, the Knicks aren't it. I feel like any sliver of cachet the Knicks had is just done. Do you think that's an accurate read?
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. You know, a bad taste in the mouth from an organization can do that. I think of the case and example, LeBron James going to play for the Lakers. Who did LeBron James reach out to? Who did he talk to? Beyond anybody in the Lakers organization, he had to talk to Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant. He had to have those conversations. Spike Lee, I don't know how integral he is or would be in a free agent signing, let's say a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but please believe there are going to be conversations, PR, agents, whoever reaching out and saying, what's the climate in New York? Spike, what's going on? Because if they would treat you like this, how would they not treat another player as such? So I think there's a huge, I know there's a huge cause for concern there. And to me, it's not about egos, man. Like, that stuff has to go. Recognize who Spike Lee is to the Garden. Recognize where you guys want to go. Obviously, you're not doing it the route where you want to build out of the draft. You want to go out and draft a good young guy, Nick. You've got to go out in free agency and get it done.
Listen, I've been in New York for 20 years. If you told me 10 years ago that Kevin Durant was going to come here and choose the Nets over the Knicks, I would have thought you were crazy. We just went through this last season. He made his choice. Who the better up-and-coming, seemingly the better up-and-coming team is, he did not pick
And
the
for
Knicks.
people who say ownership, who the owner is overrated, tell that to the Clippers. They had a total creep owning the team, and they were stuck in neutral or reverse forever. And then Steve Ballmer gets there, and now they're going to have their own arena. For a lot of people, they're the pick to win the title. You've got guys choosing them over the Lakers repeatedly. The owner absolutely matters, and I just don't. It is impossible for me to wrap my mind around how, because I talked about this on radio last night. One of the benefits to radio is you can take calls, so you can hear from people. And there was a higher percentage of people than I ever would have imagined who actually like, well, Spike should just follow the rules. Listen, folks,
Give me a break.
all the rules are not the same for everybody.
Nope.
That is how life works. We all know that. And Spike Lee, he is not in a position where it's like, okay, former player who doesn't pay for his tickets and kind of maybe takes advantage. He pays for the opportunity to root for a team that has been consistently bad. And to pick a fight, a public fight, the day after you have one of your only good moments of the season, it's incomprehensible to me. And people have this gut reaction societally in this country, maybe worldwide, but I'm going to speak to this country, to defer to, well, there must be a method to the madness, because, or else, how else did Jim Dolan become so successful? With respect, Jim Dolan became so successful by being Charles Dolan's son. Like that was his big key here. He didn't build that. What he is doing is unbuilding it or reducing it from what it should be. I'd love for more games at the Garden to feel like big games, but now it only feels like a big game if there's a big time opponent in town because of what you can blame some of the management in the past, but because the guy at the top keeps having moments like this. You're going to start a beef with Oak and with Spike.
Right.
You got to be kidding me.
All right. Meanwhile, so while the Knicks posted this picture that we just saw of the handshake, the Nets did
ridiculous.
this. Check this out.
Oh, smart.
Of course,
That's
it was
smart.
back in October. KD was talking about why he picked the Nets over the Knicks, and he just simply said, "Well, the Knicks just aren't cool anymore." I mean, it's a pretty basic, simple answer, but the truth is that's sort of how people see them now. And so you saw what the Nets did right there.
I don't know how you fix it because no one can tell Dolan what to do.
No,
I don't know how you
He just has to fall on his sword. I was 100% wrong.
Okay, that's another bet.
never
I'll give you
gonna
great odds on whether.
Yeah, I'll give you all the
It
odds.
has to happen.
It looks like
has to.
this is his own doing. You know, Knicks PR, like that's so juvenile to put up. Like who has